things are starting to progress quite quickly in this division. We find ourselves in the right half of the table and possibly a bit further along than what we should be. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode with Bolton, and yeah, you have heard me correctly, we are moving along very nicely in this division. We're lying 5th at the moment. We're only a couple of points off, well 10 points now off Forest in 2nd spot. I don't think we're going to get anywhere near the automatic promotion playoffs, but we are sitting comfortably in the playoff places. We've got a 4-point cushion from Sheffield United and even Birmingham in 6th spot, so the progression is very good indeed. We've had a few scares where there's been rumours of a takeover. That's not happening as yet, but we have had a couple of transfers to talk about before we had the end of the transfer window. Conor Morley joins us on £150,000 from Middlesbrough. We did have him on loan for a couple of seasons. He's played reasonably well. He's only played the one game for us so far this season, but we thought we'd snap him up for £150,000. I think he's a decent enough player. Can play in the centre. Can also play in the attacking midfielder role as well. Mazzella box to box, and it's pretty handy to have in the midfield. For 22 years old, he's got a lot of youth left in him, and he will be our 5th choice in the midfield behind Cole, Robertson, Shenton and Bistrop. But we're doing reasonably well, so it's nice to have that extra player in there, and we can always send him out on loan if need be. But we do say goodbye to a couple of other players like Gasper. He's gone to Grenoble on loan. Mark Helm's gone to Rotherham on loan, and Taylor's gone to Scunthorpe. Darcy, we sell him for 1.5, rising up to 1.9 million to Cardiff. We weren't going to use Darcy. He's a very good player. We'd like to have him back, but we have no room for him. Now we've got Levitt in there. We can play Simmons in that shadow striker role as well. It just seems that, it does appear that he will be our first choice in that position. But we have got other players in there that can play, like McKenniff as well, and Levitt. Costello can even play there, Morley as well. So we've got quite a few players, and to be perfectly honest, he was on quite a lot of money, so we had to let him go off the books as well. Harry Lewis, we say goodbye to, 150,000. He's gone to Bristol City. We're not going to play him. He got a little bit mardy, so I said, forget it, my friend. Zima's been playing quite well. Early now, after I've got rid of Lewis, he's come back to me and said I failed to strengthen the side up a little bit in the window. I think the side is strong enough as it is. As you can see from the position of the table, we're lying 5th, so I don't understand where he's coming from. He's conceded 14 goals in 10 games now for us in the Bet Championship. Did he play all 10 games for us? He did, that's right, he did, yes. 14 goals conceded in 10, 2 clean sheets, so 14 in 8. Not the best, and he wasn't that great for Halifax either. So he started off okay, and then he just got a little bit complacent, a little bit mardy as well, so we had to let him go. Some more youngsters gone out on loan. So we bring in 10.5 million over the 2 windows, 5 and a bit million as well that we do spend. And the finances looking quite healthy. Overall this season we've made a loss of £74,000, which isn't that bad at all, is it really? We've still got 1.5 in the transfer budget, which we're not going to use now, and we're well under the wages, so we should keep the club happy a little bit as well. Let's just have a look at the visions, and they're all delighted. Made the most of set pieces, delighted with that. High pressing football, they like that as well. On course to work within the wage budget, loving it. And we've passed everything else and they're delighted. Become an established team, we've done that very early. If we have a look down here, finances, salary per annum, Norwich are there at 44.29 million, right at the top, and apparently they're rich. And there we are, right at the bottom, 4.38 million a year as well per annum, and we're pretty secure on the finances, so that's quite good. Forest are the form team at the moment, with Bristol City being the home form team. Just have a look at some of the main transfers that have happened in the window. Godfrey's gone to Liverpool for 41.5 million from Norwich. Norwich have made a lot of money this window, 80 odd million. It's no surprise they are rich. In fact, they offloaded quite a few players. They did bring in Rayo from Levante, or Rojas. Pretty decent, 18. We wish we could spend 18 million, but Norwich have made a few purchases. Bamba. They've also got Nyambi. And I mean, look at them. They are buying. They have spent money, but 80 million they do. Well, there's quite a lot. I mean, 100 million they did let go. So they have been in the window and have been showing their faces an awful lot. We're not sitting in there at all. Especially not spending that amount of money. Grealish, he's not at Aston Villa anymore. He's gone to Everton. So Aston Villa being the other team that we're playing today, apart from Fulham, they're not going to have Grealish in the side, so we might stand a chance at beating them. So let's have a look at the side then that's going to take on our first game, which is Fulham. Zima, as you can see, he's got poor morale. That's because I told him to sit down and just behave and play your football. Like I said, Vandenberg is on a transfer. He's going to Chicago, I think it was, joining Chicago on the 11th of July this year. So we'd had to say goodbye to him in the end. We do pick up some of the other loanees as well, like Morley as well. So it's nice to pick him up. It's just Ethan there that I just wish we had the money to have him, because I think he's a fantastic player, but I'm hoping we can get him on a loan deal again next season. Right, okay, to the side, Zima is in goal. We've got Laird, Vandenberg, Zuma and Coulson. We've got Cole and Shenton in the centre, Wright, Phillips, Simmons and Milinkovic, and then we've got Lundulu up front. He scored 19 goals for us and 2 assists. Lockett 6 and 7. I am tempted to bring him back in, but at the moment we're just going to let him sit on the bench for a bit, give him a little bit of rest, as everybody else is playing pretty well. So let's submit the team. Let's crack on to the game. The window's over. We can concentrate towards the end of the season now. And things are moving, like I say before at the beginning, things are moving very, very quickly. And just amazing what a couple of wins can do. We'll just hand over to assistant. And he hasn't said anything wrong there, apparently. As we are at home. Fulham, we could, if we win, we go above Fulham, I think. And there's their first goal. Vandenberg, what a time to score your first goal. And is that? I don't think that's his first goal for the club. That's his first goal of the season. And Reece Cole with a beautiful delivery. What have I said about Reece Cole and his crosses? I mean, the goalkeeper's reaching over this side. The ball's gone that side. But 5 minutes in, 1-0 up. We are just a point behind Fulham, in all fairness. With the loss to... we've lost a player. What happened? Is it... Laird's just given a straight red. So that changes a lot of things now. Costello can play there, so Costello's going to have to come in over here now, unfortunately, and we are going to have to do this instead. Right, it's just a straight swap, just take out the attacking midfielder. So now we'll just let Fulham come on to us, and hopefully we can just let them shoot from willy-nilly. But that sending off, I'm quite shocked at. Laird has been quite pivotal in our side. Very, very good player, but now we've lost Gasper out on loan. We've only got George Tanner, but he played quite well in the couple of games that he has played. And there's the first goal, and 1-1. Kapuska has equalised for Fulham, and we're going to be struggling this game now. It's not a time to concede about 7 minutes after losing your man, but that's a great to go. Bad defending though, it has to be said. We'll go through the results as well in the past couple of games. We did lose one. We did beat Huddersfield, and we did lose to Norwich, which was probably expected. And we lose another one. And we've got nobody else that can play on the left. Tornay is going to have to come in there because he's the only left-sided player we have got. The only thing we can do is drop another one back. And, well, I don't know what to do. We've just lost players left, right and centre here. We're falling behind Fulham again. Tormay to Zuma. And Zuma just dawdles and gives the ball away. And I don't know what's going on here. They just seem to be all over the place. As we have to defend a corner. Let's get it away. We do header it away. There's nobody really going to chase it out and pick it up, I guess. Coming up to half-time. Time to regroup and just get a little bit of confidence back into the side. 1-1. After that first start in the 6th minute, we've just gone to sleep a little bit. We just need to be a little bit more positive. Let's get a little bit creative. I know we've got 10 men, but it's 10. We can beat these guys. As Fulham come forward again, Carvalho. That's a good stop on the post. Well seen there, Zima. As there's another corner coming, and Zima again near post. He's playing quite well now, Zima. Now I've told him to just get your head down, play the game, and stop moaning about what the team is doing. We've got a solid side. We could just drop these guys here. Just defend it a little bit more. Right, Phillips, you can... in fact, we've got nobody that can really come on, can we? Mela can come in here, and he can go... Just winger on support. Milinkovic, Lockett. Can't have any more subs. Okay, we've just made enough subs there. So now all our subs are on. Just hope nobody gets injured or sent off. But we'll just have to try and not lose this game at this point in time. If we can get the ball up top, then Lundulu can have a chance. But he's not. He's been just crowded out up there. He's been isolated. And if we can get away with a point here, that'll do nicely. 1-1 against Fulham with 10 men. An injury, just wondering how serious that injury is going to be. It's a tough result to take, especially when we're 1-0 up, coasting at that point, and then the sending off. And, wow, 10-man Bolton slipped to a draw. We slipped to a draw because we had 10 men. 30 shots to 11. I mean, we did well just to get away with a point there. So I'm quite angry that they've said that. Coulson's going to be out to 4 weeks. And Laird is going to be banned for 1 match. Vandenberg has been on 4. So we'll give him that as well. Liverpool player, that's where he's Liverpool sold him on. Disappointing. We would have won that if we had 10 men, I feel. But we did well just to hold them off, as we're still 4 points ahead. We've got about 15 games to go, so it's not too bad. Villa Park, Birmingham is this venue for the Villa game. We are making a couple of changes to the side. There's a couple of suspensions, unfit players, injuries. So Zima is going to continue in goal. We've got Tanner, Vandenberg, Zuma and Dev at the back. We've got Morley and Bidstrup in the centre. Lockett, Simmons and Milinkovic. Simmons is going to play shadow striker just behind Lundunlu, who's been very, very quiet of late. We do need him to step up a little bit. Villa, on the other hand, they've got Remco Stolwinder, advance forward. Looks very tasty. 17 goals and 61 overall. He's only played 1 game for Villa, so he's their 2nd game in. They have got Aaron Ramsey though, not Grealish, but they've got Trezeguet 1 and 4, and this guy over here 7 and 1. So they are pretty rounded up, aren't they? So let's straight into the game, kick off, and let's see if we can surprise them with an early goal like we did in the last game against Fulham. Well, all of a sudden after that loss to Norwich, we just seem to have gone off the rails a little bit, just when things were happening a little bit too quickly. But who knows, it could still change here. Bidstrup is very stout in the midfield, and Milinkovic with a looping header just over the bar this time. We are getting the shots on though, but it is all Villa who are being more deadlier than what we are. That's the 3rd shot on goal they've had. Trezeguet is now injured. Hopefully he may go off, or should we make a note of pressing on him? I'm just going to shout at them a little bit, just demand a little bit more as we concede a penalty. Yes, of course we would do, won't we? Trezeguet to take it. He is injured, so hopefully he'll fall over. No, he doesn't. He won't fall over his leg, so he's quite happy to score a penalty there. And 1-0 down we go just before the half time, and that isn't what we really want to see, is it? Playing in the Midlands is always a tough place to come to. But yeah, things were happening so fast before. Now they've just seemed to have taken a slow, and Simmons is now injured. And that's another thing we don't really want to see. Do we bring in Reece Cole? I'm very tempted to bring Reece Cole. Do they switch around? They do. As attacking, yeah, let's give Morley that role up there just for the time being. Just get to half time, and then we'll go attacking as well. We just don't seem to have had many chances at all. A disappointing half, I believe so. Start again, and then we're just going to go attacking as well. And you know what? I'm going to say show some passion as well. Nobody take a sick note. Trezeguet is just, well, it's all happening there, isn't it? And let's always press on this guy here as well at the back, as we continue the game. 55 minutes in. And we're not making any headway into this game at all. We've had a couple of more shots on goal. We've not seen it, mind. Lundulu has just been very, very... Oh, we have stolen it. And Lundulu, speaking of the devil, misses. I thought the one-on-ones were fixed in this game. Clearly, I was mistaken. Ramsey with the corner finds somebody's head, back post over the bar. Wow, that was a little bit of a zigzag ping ball action in our box there. Not happy to see that, but... it has gone over. We do escape with it. as we play the ball over. Suarez plays it back out to Holgate, but Milinkovic, is he going in goal? We are getting the shots, but I mean, it was our third on target. You could argue he could have played it across the goal, but Cole, can you find a yellow head? He does. Well, it causes a little bit of problem. And why did we run? Why did our number 8? Who is that? Why did he run away? Right, Phillips now this side. You've got to go and attack, my friend. Milinkovic inside forward on attack. Let's go for it. We've got to go for it. As Suarez with another goal kick for Villa. Straight to Ruiz and Defane and Ruiz. And we're just sitting back and letting them shoot, apparently. Considering we're attacking away from home, it's not a bad result, but I don't want to lose. As we're finding form just a little bit difficult coming off the back of the Norwich loss. As Ramsey and Fane, they're just playing around with us now. Monterio, Fane. Yeah, they're just playing the ball around. Can we have one more chance? Is there something else in their offering here? Suarez over Devin. Plays it back to Zuma. Zuma over the top. No, we'll play it back, but we are chasing the game, so we'll play the ball all the way back. Zuma plays it into Bidstrup, who almost gets tackled there. Morley goes round his man beautifully. I don't understand what that was. I really don't. I mean, that was just a total and utter waste. As we come away with a 1-0 loss, a penalty, and that is an excellent effort. You really want to say that? So just when we think things are happening a little bit too fast, we've just been halted in our tracks. Another loss. That's 2 losses now in quick succession. Villa and Norwich. We need to. We've had well, to be perfectly honest, all our losses have come away against the top teams. We don't lose against Fulham, which was a godsend, but we're now falling behind there. We're 15 points now behind second spot. That's gone out the window now. Playoffs, we are 2 points ahead. We can still do. I mean, we've got plenty of time left. We've got 14 games to go. A loss there. Villa move into contention and promotion. Well, of course they do. Simmons is going to be out for 3 weeks, which is also what we don't want to see. We have got a home game against Middlesbrough this time coming up next, and they are I'm not sure whereabouts they are. I'm assuming the bottom of the table. Middlesbrough second from bottom, so you'd expect us to win that, wouldn't you? Right, okay, so just when we think things are going quite well, we've gone on. We've just fallen by the wayside. Lose to Norwich, which we probably would have expected. A game that we should have won until we went down to 10 men, and then Villa, we lose to a penalty, and we really didn't give them any much of a fight at all, do we? So we're going to play a couple of more games, and Forest is what a game we really want to come back to. There in second spot, and Sheffield Wednesday in 8th. We want to keep them off our backs. So away to Forest, home to Sheffield Wednesday next episode. So if you enjoyed that, please pop a like on there. Let me know what you think of the transfers. Was it right to let Darcy go? Promotion, I reckon, is off the cards, but playoffs is not. If you enjoy that, please pop a like on there. If you'd like to see more new to the channel, please subscribe. And until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.